Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Wisdom and Light here, and I am back with another celebrity psychic reading. Today we are going to be talking about Saweetie. This is going to be our part 2. We're going to be talking about the breakup that unfortunately happened between her and Quavo. Quavo is one of the members of the rap group named Migos, if anyone just didn't know. If you have been minding your business and drinking your water, then you probably are just not aware of what's been happening. And quite frankly, I heard a little bit about it 3 days ago, but then it just spiraled into madness. And we are officially in Aries season, so happy birthday to all of my Aries. Happy solar return to all of you. The astrology messages are coming soon. So it's crazy how as soon as Aries season hits, I kid you not, I was on my Facebook and people were arguing. I was on Instagram. People were arguing on Instagram. People are just fighting for what they feel is right, and that is just kind of what Aries energy represents. So I don't want to keep talking. I know you guys want to see this reading, but again, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're new here, welcome. We do monthly horoscopes and celebrity psychic readings, all of that good stuff. Okay, and let's dive in. So Saweetie is my alter ego in my head. I want to be as neutral as possible when I do this reading, and then I will just leave my opinion towards the end. But let's start with Saweetie. How does Saweetie feel about the breakup? How does she feel about the breakup? We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about also the interview she did with Justin LA Boy and I think his name is Christian Combs, Diddy's son. We're going to talk about that as well. We're going to look into Quavo's point of view. We're also going to be tapping into Quavo's sister, who just now started defending her brother. So I wanted to see what's going on. I didn't read everything. I just kind of heard people were sending it to me, and I'm like, okay, let me do the reading. Let me get started. Queen of Swords reverse. The Queen of Wands. Okay. The Page of Swords reverse. Okay. And I don't remember the name of this deck if anybody is wondering. I will do my best to look for the name, look for the box, because I keep it in a silk wrap. So I really don't remember the name of this deck, if anyone is wondering. We have the Five of Swords reverse. Yikes. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay. And the High Priestess. And let's put this here, and let's get the Devil card. Alright, that's the Devil card. So let's put this right here. Saweetie's energy, what I do see is that, number one, she's standing in her power right now. But with the Queen of Swords being here, she's actually being very cold. So this is probably what the sister is talking about. She just feels that you're very mean, or you're not as nice as people think you are. You're very catty. That's how the sister feels. And Saweetie's energy is like, I'm only like that because of how people treat me. If you treat me funny, then I'm not going to be nice. If I feel that you're doing something sneaky, I don't owe you generosity. I don't owe you friendship. And that's Saweetie's energy. She's not in the realms of kissing ass. She's not going to do that. If she feels that you are slighting her in the least bit, she's going to switch. And she's not going to care who she's directing it at, because again, when she feels disrespected, that's that. And in this spread, she feels disrespected. Now, I will say there is a princess vibe about Saweetie, and this is not me coming at her, but with the Queen of Wands here and the Queen of Swords, this lets me know that she can be a little diva-ish. So anyone that works with her, they might feel a type of way, because it's like she's probably too confident, or she could be standoffish, but that comes from her being a Cancer, because Cancers naturally have hermit mode tendencies. They don't reveal themselves the way that other signs do. So she can actually be perceived one way or misunderstood, because her energy is very, she thinks she's all that. She thinks she's this, she thinks she's that. And because she can be standoffish around people she's never met, and she can be a little bit quiet, it also speaks about a lot of people tend to misunderstand her. So I actually do feel that the sister that's speaking up for Quavo, she doesn't know the full story. From what I'm gathering, she doesn't understand the extent of why she made this move, because this was premeditated. This was not something that she just did to prove a point. She didn't do that to get under his skin in hopes that they would get back together. She thought this through with the High Priestess card being here. Now, I do feel that she's standing in her confidence, but her energy in this reading is I said what I said. I'm not changing my mind. This is what it's going to be because people are playing me or people are trying me and I'm not the one. We have the Page of Swords. So another thing that's coming through, I do pick up that Saweetie, based on these cards, I pick up that she's waiting on information to come in. And something is going to be coming out within the next 3 to 4 days that's only going to solidify or confirm why Saweetie walked away. It's already been reported that the reason why she walked away has a lot to do with him cheating. She did say that, or an insider said it. I don't know who said what, but that's basically what's floating around right now. And what's weird was Quavo did go online, and to me, when I was reading those messages, because people were sending it to me, I was working all day yesterday. People were keeping me up to speed, and when I finally had time, the memes and everything was so funny. But I did get the vibe of like Quavo was definitely gaslighting and definitely deflecting. But I will say that Quavo feels some type of ways for a few things as well. We're going to talk about that in this reading. But based on what I'm seeing in the cards, Saweetie is waiting on a certain piece of information that's going to only confirm why she walked away. Then you have the Five of Swords. There's more conflict to come. There's more back and forth. Now, another thing I'm also seeing is that normally Saweetie takes the high road, but I don't feel like she's going to take the high road with this one. It could get a little bit messier. It could get more petty. And I'm even seeing that she could go live to express herself, because it seems like people are on her side. But here's the thing that's coming up with Saweetie, though. There are people that feel a way towards her. So it's almost like because the situation is happening, she's going to be dealing with a lot of people coming out saying, this was my experience with her. She was really, really rude. This, that, and the third. I would never do this with her. That's coming up with the Five of Swords reversed and the Devil card here. Now, she's waiting for information to come in, and while she's waiting, we have people that want to jump on the, oh, Saweetie is a mean person bandwagon. And all of this started because the sister took up for Quavo. And I'm not saying that a sibling shouldn't take up for her other sibling, her brother, her sister. However, it did create a domino effect of, you see, somebody's finally standing up to her. She's not this innocent. I'm going to come out and express my story. I felt used, or I felt like she treated me like this, or she treated me like that. That's coming up with Saweetie. So, it's almost like because she defended herself, more people are going to come out. And I'm only picking up on about at least 2 to 3 people. The sister, and there's 2 more people. I guess Quavo would make number 4. But outside of Quavo, 3 people. The sister is 1, 2 more is manifesting. And they're going to be speaking about their experience with her and why she's this and why she's that. So Saweetie just has to kind of prepare herself. And what's crazy is this is happening during Aries season, where people tend to like kind of get in more heated debates and arguments. Not to say that Aries people are like argumentative, but Aries people are known to stand up for themselves. They are known to speak their mind about certain things that bother them or don't sit right with them. Whether they do it in a nice way or in an aggressive way, this is going to be the month where people are going to express themselves and speak their mind. I personally love this energy because, as you guys know, I am an Aries moon gang. And happy birthday to all of my Aries. Happy solar return. Happy trip around the sun to all of you Aries. The astro messages should be coming hopefully after the next couple of videos that I have to upload before I start filming them. But there is an energy, a warrior vibe here, where people are going to be fighting for what they feel is right. So now that we are in Aries season, look at all of this chaos that happened. And you want to know something? Pisces is ruled by the planet Neptune. Neptune can bring illusion, and everything is not what it seems, right? So when you pay attention to where Neptune is transiting in your chart, you can kind of know where you need to kind of focus the most at. So if your Neptune is transiting in the 7th house of relationships and marriage and friendships, that means everything is not what it seems. And people only like to rule out the 7th house with just marriage and partners, but it can also be friendships. It can be business partners. It doesn't have to always be a romantic thing. when Neptune sits in the 7th house, it speaks about illusion. So Pisces, the planet that rules Pisces, happens to be Neptune. And if you think about it, in the month of March, we're still in the month of March, but in the month of March, it's definitely in Pisces season, all of us were having lucid dreams or really paying attention to our sensitivity, our spirituality, and just our intentions, right? So now that the sun is moved in Aries, because the sun in a way was kind of in Neptune, Pisces energy, now the sun is in Aries, fire, Mars energy. So there is no illusion. So it's almost like the breakup happened right when it needed to happen and the veil was lifted up. Because remember, Neptune is that fog. You don't really know what it is, right? So now that the fog is clearing, that's basically speaking about Saweetie's vision clearing up. Because she's a water sign as well. She's a Cancer. So I'm seeing strongly that everything came out the way that it needed to. But she's waiting on certain information. But as she waits for information to come out that's going to expose Quavo for what he did and why she walked away to justify her actions, we have about 3 people that are coming out that are going to be calling out Saweetie. And it does feel like people that have worked with her in the past. It does feel like women too. It feels like women. So that's coming up. That's coming up. How will she handle it? How will she handle all of this? 3, 4, stop. How will she handle it? The Page of Pentacles, we have the 8 of Cups reversed. 8 of Cups, in my opinion, it speaks about how she's not trying to walk away from this conflict, even though she should. I actually feel that negative attention is not always the best, but it's what makes you go viral. And in a way, all of this negative attention is going to only bring her more sales. So she should walk away and take the high road, but with the 8 of Cups reversed, she's not going to do that. If anybody does try to come out, because that is coming, and the 8 of Wands. So she's coming in swinging. Like, oh, that's how you feel? Oh, you didn't tell them this part, though. Oh, you didn't tell them that. Oh, okay. She's going to be going through that, actually. So this is bigger than the breakup. This is about people that was waiting on this opportunity to expose her. That's here. Because I try to go deep. Like, when I do these readings, I go deep. I go very deep. I have to see what's going on so I can start connecting the dots and doing what I have to do. But she is trusting her intuition. She is staying to fight the fight. So we're going to see her be Princess Petty for a minute. We're going to see her do some petty antics in the energy of defending herself. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to be like, okay, she's doing too much. But personally, I'm all about standing up for yourself. So stand up for yourself. Do what you feel is right. Just make sure that if you're in the wrong, learn from it. So there isn't any energy here where she's feeling sad or feeling heartbroken. I do feel like that heartbreak stuff already happened. Yeah, the King of Wands, the 5 of Cups. She really thought highly of him. She really wanted it to work. But she is leaving him because of infidelity, the 3 of Pentacles. And I feel, based on her cards, don't get me wrong, guys, as much as she's being Queen of Swords reversed right now, she is very disappointed. And she did hope for more to come out of this. She did wanted her and Quavo to work. But I do feel that it was the infidelity, it was the illusion that got to her. She felt that she gave her all. And here's another thing I'm picking up on. She also felt that she settled. So let's talk about that. She felt that normally you're not what I would go for, or no, that's not true. There was attraction here. There was a lot of attraction, but it's like her energy is like, your traits and what you do or how you move is not even really what I would go for now that I've known you for the past 90 days, but I want to make it work. Sometimes opposites attract, and I'm down for opposites attracting. So let's make it work. Let's do what we have to do. And I feel that she tried to make it work when she knew that they were definitely polar opposites. They had a very sweet bond, but some of her ways rubbed him the wrong way and some of his ways rubbed her the wrong way. But what I will say about Saweetie, she did her best to make it work because she is loyal when she's in a relationship. She is. And I do feel that in the past, She did deal with men saying one thing and then they do another, but who hasn't, right? Or even if you're not a woman, like everybody has been through that, where somebody would tell you one thing and then they do something else. They do something sneaky. So I'm going to say there is a tinge of sadness, but because she's on defense mode, she's not allowing that to come up the surface. She doesn't want to come off as weak. And this is that Cancer energy of, I'm not going to cry. I'm being stubborn right now. I'm being strong. I'm being bulletproof, which is why I'm seeing her fighting back for what she believes in. So let's look into Quavo's energy. Let's look into Quavo. So how does Quavo feel towards Saweetie? How does he feel towards Saweetie? We have the Death card reverse, the Ace of Cups reverse, the 10 of Wands reverse, the 9 of Cups reverse. Boy. Okay, so there's a lot of like tension here. Now, I'm going to say this. In my first video I ever did on them, I did predicted a breakup. I did predicted that this would happen. But I also saw that if they stayed on a positive path, he would propose to her. Because I will say this about Quavo. Out of all of the Migos brothers, Quavo is... Actually, no. I feel Takeoff is the one that's a little bit quiet. But Quavo is definitely very sure of himself. He's very confident in what he can do. He's very... I believe he's an Aries as well. And she's a Cancer, so that's normally not the best recipe because Cancer can always feel like Aries is like running them over and not really hearing what they have to say or not understanding them on an emotional level. But what I am seeing in regards to Quavo, right, he definitely feels very like, where is this coming from? Because we have the Death card reverse. So it's almost like we're not changing for the better, we're changing for the worse. And he also feels that she changed. She didn't change. She was always very like this. She was always very headstrong. And he didn't like that he had to constantly keep giving her things, because this is like this. He had to constantly keep rewarding her and giving her a certain lifestyle. He didn't like that she kind of made it like what you're supposed to do. He feels that I'm going to give you those things because I want to give you those things from my heart, but you're telling me I got to do this and do that. And here's the thing about Quavo. He didn't openly said it. He's also very quiet. He didn't openly express that he didn't like that because he felt like he didn't express it, but he should have expressed it. But expressing it would mean you're not meeting her standards. So I definitely see that there was some like underlying tension that the both of them did not speak about, but he swept it under the rug and she just kept doing her thing and doing her. So he definitely didn't like that a lot was expected of him in regards to giving. And I do feel that his mom and the sister, they also didn't like it. So that whole Birkin conversation, the family of Quavo didn't like that. They didn't, because they know how much it costs. They do come from humble beginnings. And I do know that Quavo and them, they have a very religious background. I believe they're Christian. So these are like the type of people where they come from humble beginnings. So the splurging of money and all of that, they were looking at the relationship very low vibrational. Okay. Now, I saw that had they just were able to communicate, it would have ended up in marriage. But I said it all depends on if they want to make the relationship work and if they work towards it. I did predict the breakup. Yeah, about 4 or 5 months ago when the reading was done and I uploaded it on the channel. Because everybody was asking me to do a reading on Saweetie and Quavo. So I said, okay, I never touched base on them, so I did. And even looking at this spread, it's like everything that I said in the first reading, this is just a continuation. It's almost like whatever that they had below the surface is coming up to the surface. So the 10 of Wands here, he actually feels a little bit relieved because the 10 of Wands is that like I'm doing a lot, I'm carrying a lot. So he actually feels like there's like a big weight lifted off his shoulders. But at the same time, he is also going through heartbreak as well. So a part of him is happy that he doesn't have to like go through all of that anymore because he felt in a way, for whatever reason, Quavo felt that he was being used. And I'm not taking sides, guys. I'm reading their energies. And you guys can determine how y'all feel and whose side y'all want to be on. doing my best to just be neutral here, and I'll just leave my opinion towards the end. But he felt that he was being used. Well, okay, you know what? Let me insert my opinion with that. What if y'all were just using each other? It's hard to explain. And I hate explaining the things that I think about sometimes because I always get misunderstood or somebody takes it wrong. But I'm just going to say it. The both of you, in a way, in my opinion, were using each other. It doesn't mean it was negative either. When you're in a relationship, you know, there's benefits to it. And you're going to use those benefits. I don't care what anybody tells me. When you're married to somebody, there's benefits to being with that person and vice versa. You know that you can use my skills and use what I bring to the table to benefit your life. Because you see, people associate you're using them in a negative way because it is negative when you put it that way. However, when you see two people get married, normally the discussion had is what is in it for me. We're saying it in so many ways without really saying it. People are not ready for this conversation, but I firmly believe that when marriage or relationships are in the picture, we're in a way using each other for how your energy is going to benefit mine and vice versa. Now, if it's not positive, right, here's where it gets negative. It gets negative when I'm doing so much for you and you're benefiting from it, but you have given nothing to me. Now you're using me in a negative way because I'm not getting anything back. Do y'all understand like where I'm going with this? Like, please give a thumbs up if you do. Also, don't forget to give these videos a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out and everything. And even y'all can even give it a thumbs down. I appreciate all of it. And like, I feel that there's nothing wrong with benefiting from somebody else if it's coming from a good place and they are giving to you. It's a beautiful exchange of energy. I give to you, you give to me. So let's talk about like the stereotype or what society wants. A housewife, I cook and clean the house. You come home and there's dinner at the table, and with her, I don't have to worry about anything because he pays the bills. You guys are technically using each other in a positive way to bring abundance to your life. Period. It gets negative when the person is not giving back. Now you're using me, but I'm not getting anything from you. So circling back, Quavo felt that he was getting used, and he felt, what do you bring to the table though? I'm getting you all of this. I'm doing all of this, and it's no problem. I can afford it. But what am I getting out of this? And this has a lot to do with people being in his ear. I do feel that the women in his family were like talking about her. They don't like her, guys. And they were saying like, yo, she's doing this, she's doing that. This is not taken away from the fact that he cheated. All right? This is not taken away from that fact. However, they actually had all of these issues. And what I said in the first reading was they had to communicate those issues so they could move past it, but they didn't. A part of him felt that he was used, but a part of him also didn't want it to end this way. With the 9 of Cups being here, followed by the 6 of Swords. This is him moving on because it's like, I don't have a choice. So there is a sadness here in Quavo's energy, whereas Saweetie feels headstrong, Queen of Swords reverse, cold. Quavo is very like, a part of him feels used, but a part of him feels like, what happened? Couldn't we have fixed it? Like, you were everything I wanted, a dream that came true, the 9 of Cups, and now everything is going left. 6 of Swords. I have to move forward. I have to move on. So how did Quavo feel about the interview with Christian Combs on Justin LA Boy? And I have some things to say about Christian Combs intuitively. I'm just going to pull cards on that too. 2 of Wands, the 3 of Wands reverse, the 4 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so Quavo's point of view about the interview, the 2 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, he felt that this was an opportunity that she didn't need to take. The 4 of Pentacles, he felt that what was his was being displayed in a way where somebody else could have her. So he was not comfortable with this. The Wheel of Fortune, this actually changed his perspective on her, because I do feel that he didn't want her to do this interview in a way. He had a feeling. And one thing about Quavo, he's actually intuitive. He had a feeling that something, because I don't feel that even Saweetie knew that her ex was going to be there, which is Christian Combs, Diddy's son. Him, his little self, him. I don't feel that she knew. And I didn't see the whole video. I saw clips and bits of it, and you could tell he was like really like flirting with her, and just he was giving her them hungry, I want you back eyes. And Saweetie was like, you could tell she wasn't even interested, but she was loving it in a way, because it's like, yeah, you could have had this. Every woman has been there before, where you glowed up and there's your ex and he looking at you like, and you like, yeah, All of us have done it. Let's not go there. If you haven't done it, more than likely it will happen in your lifetime. We're not going to act like we haven't been there in that position where, you know, you're looking good, you did something new to your hair, you lost weight, you're glowing. He's going to see all of that. And you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's me. That's me. So I just feel like that was Saweetie's energy, but Quavo mistaken that as her flirting back. No, it's Saweetie feeling herself like, yeah, he had this and he fucked it up. So, yeah, he didn't like it. Now, let me actually focus on something. Try to be with her again. Now, how will Saweetie respond to this? The Tower, the Three of Swords reverse. She's not going to take him back. This is a no, because he fucked up too. And the thing is, Saweetie's energy is like, you haven't evolved. I'm not doing this with you. Like, you think you're doing something because you have this platform now or whatever, but I'm not interested. I'm shooting for bigger and better. So she's not going to take him back. And here's the thing about Christian Combs that I do want to say. There's two sides to him. I feel that he puts up this, like what I'm picking up on. Yeah, Seven of Cups, illusion. So I want to talk about that with the Seven of Cups being here, me bringing up Christian. He brings up this energy like he's one way, but he actually has a lot of layers to himself. And everybody does. Everybody has layers to themselves where they're one way with this group of people, but then they're another way. And I wouldn't say it's fake. It's just, you just kind of know who to open yourself up to. But with Christian's energy, it's like, I am a party boy. I'm rich. I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm a prince or I'm a king. I'm royalty. I'm hip hop royalty because of my dad. I got a lot going for myself. And, you know, I'm that dude. And I do what I want. And all of my friends and me, like, you know, we don't commit. We play girls and we don't promise shit. But then there's another side to him where when all of the glitz and glam is not there, when he's not partying and hosting events and everything like that, when he's not doing that and living that fast lifestyle and keeping up with this image, he's actually very intuitive and down to earth and actually a sweetheart. So it just goes to show you what makes money is what he's going to portray. You know what I'm saying? What makes him money is what he's going to be. There's two sides. And I loved all of Saweetie's responses in that interview. I did, in my honest opinion. I felt that she applied pressure where she needed to. You're asking her if she would be okay with inviting another woman to the bedroom. And it's like, are you okay with inviting another dude? Oh, the whole conversation changes. See, they don't think far. Okay. Whatever. Now, did Quavo cheat? Let's talk about that. Did he cheat? Okay. Did Quavo cheat, and why did they break up? 2, 3, 4. The Seven of Swords, the Page of Wands reversed, the Hangman, the Priest, the Star reverse, the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the King of Cups. I'm going to say yes because it looks like Saweetie actually got information. It's like somebody messaged her something and then unsend it. And it had something to do with Quavo and somebody back in maybe 2018 or 2019 when they first started dating. Now, what's interesting is I remember there was an article about the Migos at a party or with women that were like, you know, loose and whatever. And they tried to like sweep it under the rug because that was around the time that Offset was with Cardi and Quavo was with Saweetie, like the two hottest girls like in hip hop at that moment, right? And they're still doing their thing now. And it's almost like this was going to come out, but somehow, some way it stopped, or it didn't gain traction, or we just all kind of forgot about it. And we forgot about it because at that time, Nicki, who's a big deal, was going through it and going back and forth with Cardi. And then Offset had his whole situation where all of his concubines started coming out the woodwork, and it was all about Nicki, Cardi, and Offset, all of them fighting. So whatever that happened on Quavo's part, whatever dirt that he did, whereas he was cheating, it was swept under the rug. So whatever that was going to come out to make Saweetie and Quavo break up before they even started, it was swept under the rug. So it worked in his favor. So I'm sticking with that. But to answer that question, it's a yes. I got the Sun card, which is confirmation, and the 10 of Pentacles. So I'm going to firmly say yes. This is a yes. This is a yes. So we have an idea of why they broke up. Lack of communication, both of them using each other for what they both felt for the wrong reasons, rather than using each other for the right reason to grow and elevate. And again, not communicating. So let's focus on energy. Let's go into Oracle, and I have to probably get back to work, but let's focus on Oracle messages. Perfect. Let's focus on Oracle. Okay, we have this is Saweetie spread. This is her spread. So she's going to be focused on her career. She's going to be focused on her abundance. She's going to be focused on what's in front of her. And let's see, Quavo. Quavo is going to actually speak more on topics if he keeps getting addressed about it. Quavo is going to be taking care of himself. And Quavo is actually in a space of transformation and evolving. So it's best that they kind of keep their distance. But I will say that Quavo is the one that is going back and forth with everything emotionally. I do feel that he's going to grow spiritually within this. He doesn't like that all of this attention is on him. Yeah. And I also do feel like he's going to just be focused and drowning himself in the studio or with his music. So it's funny because it's like a mistake that you did is causing all of this. But at the same time, even though what you did was wrong, there were things that he wasn't being honest about in the relationship. So it's like, number one, he was gaslighting on Twitter. Don't deflect. You did what you did, and you meant it. You did that, right? But it's like now you're trying to bring up stuff that has nothing to do with why she left you. And you may have a point. You may even feel like, yeah, she used me. She did this, she did that. But you're bringing it up after she left you about what you did. See what I'm saying? So it's like, this is what I mean by communicate. Because now you're communicating the problem that you had on social media where everybody can see it. That's the problem. Whether the sister is defending the brother or not, that's where the issue lies with me. Could this have been communicated between the both of you? Probably not, because both of you were not seeing eye to eye. I get that, but it's like now you're saying how you've been feeling. It's kind of like you're with somebody and you've always told them, nah, babe, I don't think you're fat. I think you're thick. Yeah, you thick. Like, don't worry about it. You're not fat. But as soon as y'all break up, it don't even matter, man. You were always fat as hell anyways. You know, you changed. You different. Like, gaslighting like I'm wrong for standing up for myself. That's the issue that I had with Quavo. It's kind of like you should have just stayed quiet, straight up. And you should have did what you want to do deep down, and that's fight for your relationship. Because that's what Offset did. I can say whatever I want about Offset. All of us can say what we want about Offset, but we not gonna sit here and act like he doesn't stand in his shit and fight for what he wants. I gotta give it to him. It don't make it right, and I'm not in that situation, but rather than gaslighting like you did, you should have just either stayed quiet or pulled an Offset. Straight up. But typical Aries man to not take responsibility or accountability for their part. And the family could very well be right about how they feel about Saweetie. That's their feelings. I'm not going to take that away from them. But it's the timing on when you did it and how insensitive it looks. And it's dismissing her reasoning. Y'all been knew she was a princess. Y'all been knew she was a diva. Y'all been knew this is how she was. Stop taking away from the reason why she walked away. Like, I don't understand. This is what people do, and it's like, no, let's focus on the problem at hand. Don't be bringing up shit you didn't want to bring up when we were cool. Now you want to bring it up because we have a problem? That's fake to me. And they could very well be right, but bad timing. Now it wants to come out. And they're saying, oh, they're defending. It's like, you know what, whatever. Personally, Quavo should have just ate his food and not engage. Or fight for what he felt was right. Or just say, like, I wish you nothing but the best and la da da da. But the gaslighting and the little jabs, nah, you got caught. Don't try to act like she's wrong for blasting you for what you did. How about this? In 2021, we're not letting y'all cheat in silence. We're not letting y'all cheat in peace. When y'all do that, we gonna blast you. So, how does Saweetie feel intuition-wise? Wrongful advice. Okay. Love me is reverse. I want to start a family with you. I wasn't wrong. She wanted this to work, but this card came reversed. So it's like, it is what it is. She wanted it to work. Okay. Words do hurt. Even though she tweeted take care, she was hurt by his words. Because, again, it's you not owning up to your part. So let's look into Quavo's energy before we end off this reading. I want a fresh start with you. I do feel that Quavo will quietly try to fight back for it. He is going to take space to himself. Something is going to get exposed about Quavo. Something to do with sex. Something is coming out. It could have to do with the cheating, or the girl that he cheated on Saweetie with is going to have an interview. Because, you know, they love talking about, oh, yeah, I slept with him. And, you know, I knew he had a girlfriend. I knew he was married, but I slept with him anyways. Yeah. And now they're getting famous. I hate this fucking generation. I do. I just hate it. I fucking hate it here. Okay. I feel the same way. So they're mirroring each other's emotions right now, but his is more, please give me time. I've never felt this way before. This is Quavo's energy. I think we should see other people. Yeah. I am absolutely in love with you. So it's like he's all over the place. It's like, yeah, do you and I'm gonna do me. But it's like, I still love you. He still loves her. He still loves her. There's still a lot of love here. And he has a deep sexual attraction for her too. So will they get back together? Let's see. Will they actually get back together though? Will they get back together? Will they get back together? Strength, the Ten of Cups, Justice, Temperance, Nine of Wands, Ace of Swords, the Magician reverse, Three of Cups reverse, the Priest, Ten of Pentacles, the Star. The Four of Pentacles. Actually, Devil. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. But what I will say is I feel there's communication happening. Like speaking, messaging each other briefly. That's coming up. Right now, it feels like they have each other blocked. But I do feel like communication is coming. This isn't over. It may seem like it's over to us, but to them, he loved her. Despite what's happening, he loved her. There were commitment issues. Okay, have faith. So, a part of Quavo wants to walk away from this because he feels that it went negative, even though he kind of caused all of this shit. But another positive has faith that it can resolve itself, where they can at least be friends. But there is resistance right now. And he feels that he loves her more than him. But this is like that narcissist energy that I don't like in his energy right now. It's like, you're not the victim. Your feelings are not invalid, but don't make yourself out to be the 100% victim here. Your actions caused a reaction. When people are narcissists and they walk in their ego, they don't acknowledge their part. Not one time did he tweeted that he acknowledged where he went wrong. He was just letting it be known that I didn't think you were this person. You changed. Focus on why she left you. Why did she leave you? And then a man will be like, well, I only cheated because you were treating me like this. You were treating me like that. It's like, it's not like he was tweeting where he went wrong. He was only focused on how he sees her and you a different person. That was a very narcissist ego move. And again, your family, your sister, they have a right to support and defend you, but let's not act like all of that was not a narcissistic move. And all of these issues that y'all had with Saweetie, this wasn't talked about to her. Y'all didn't address this with her. Y'all didn't have that conversation. Y'all now are saying it because y'all feel that she's dragging. You know what? Whatever. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later with another celebrity reading. Mwah. Bye.